Okay, last time for real.
Hello, everyone. My name is Therese Carmel Panin. I am currently enrolled in Women's Studies 101, Intro to Gender and Sexuality Studies, and this is my Identity Podcast. So as your host, I want to introduce to you what On a Personal Mission podcast is. I was very excited about this project when I realized that we could do a podcast. I've actually always loved listening to podcasts, and I love everything about them. I love the conversations that happen, and that's exactly what I want to happen for this podcast. So, the whole point of On a Personal Mission is to really be on a mission. When I think about looking for your identity, I feel like it's a journey. Like a journey, and just like a mission, there is always an end goal. I think that is so exciting to have a destination. All right. It's always about the journey, but it's also exciting to have a destination, to have a goal at the end of the line to achieve. For this podcast, I really want to come to terms with my identity. It's not that I don't know myself, but more so that I do would love to know what others really respond about me. And so that is what I want to do. I want to have 5 real and raw conversations with the closest people to me and just really see what they think of me and how they respond to me. And not only that, but just talk about everything. So, in order to do that, I'm going to start the conversation with one question, which will be, what is my first language? I'm just really excited to talk with those that I love. This is something I've never done before. I have done vlogs, but I've never done something like this before. And I think it would be really eye opening to really see my identity through other people's eyes. Thank you for coming on this journey with me, this mission. 007 On a Personal Mission podcast. You ready?
Is it on?
Yeah. Hello, welcome to On a Personal Mission podcast. I am here with Carmi.
Hi.
I have one thing to ask you today, and obviously, this podcast is about being on a personal mission. I'm looking for my identity and really just trying to hear the feedback of others. And so, Carmi has known me for how many years?
Since she was 8.
Yeah, so she deserves to be on this podcast, and especially for this assignment. The one question that I have for you is, what do you think my first language was?
I think your first language, besides like the obvious of being like English, and then also with you being Filipino with Tagalog, but also your family being knowing Bisaya too. So that also is another identity of yours for like Filipino. But besides that, I feel like from knowing you for so long, your love language is like your language. The way that you present to people is how your love language is. Very much of like words of affirmation, spending time with them, gift giving too, because like I've experienced those from you. And then, but it's also vice versa too. Like that's how I am also. Knowing you for so long, I feel like that's one of your main languages in general, and you just don't do it just for your friends and family, but especially since you're very active in church too. Just seeing you with the youth and like growing a youth group with our church, just seeing you with these kids and everything and helping them grow to have a relationship with God, like it's really amazing of how you're doing it too. So
It's really interesting. You are right that like my language, like the language that I speak, is really through love. Whether that's like words of affirmation or like whatever, in any form or communication wise, like I always try to incorporate that like any person that I meet. And
no,
you're
even if
absolutely right.
it's someone new too. Like I mean, that one time I always forget her name, but when we were at church and I stayed with you while you were volunteering,
Oh, the
and
little
then
girl. Yeah, an
yes,
80-year-old girl.
yes, I went up to her after I just had to get some food, and then I thought her and this little girl that was there knew each other, but it turns out that they barely knew each other. But if you saw them together, it's like they were besties,
Yeah,
like
we
instant.
had just met. Like we
Yeah,
had just
like
met that day.
literally just met, like within few minutes of me coming up to them, kind of way.
I mean, I also think like it's the cultural side of being Filipino. Like
Mhm.
we are always so welcoming to anyone.
Yeah.
I think it's a privilege to have a family that's so connected. Having a church and like having a community is
Mhm.
such a privilege. You get to network, like you get to like talk to all kinds of people.
Oh
So
yeah.
like I don't know how you feel about that, but
I feel like when it comes to church, at least for my own personal life, like the ones that I have known for so many years and still have like connections with them are people from church. Like the people that you meet at church, those are very much of like lifetime friendships.
So, thank you for joining me, Carmi. I really appreciate you being here.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to see who's next.
Same here.
Let's go on a personal mission podcast. Okay, are we ready? Everybody is on their phone. Welcome to On a Personal Mission podcast. I'm here with my parents. This is Rosel and Romeo. I have one question for you guys. As you know, this podcast is basically from the title. I'm on a mission, a personal mission to find my social identities and reach out to the closest people next to me to really figure out how other people respond to me. And as my parents, since you've known me since birth, I thought it would be great to have you guys on this podcast to answer the one question that I have for you, okay, to start off this conversation. So the question is, what was my first language?
English. But when you were growing up, like, when I ran out with English, I used my dialect.
Yes.
So I know for sure you learned how to speak. Whenever
Yes.
I say it in my dialect, you always say, I know that, mommy.
I feel like my first learning moments was when my mom would yell at me in her dialect or in Visayan. And I think that that's so funny because I definitely picked up on it during that time. Yeah.
It's also essential for you to learn that because when you go there for vacation or see your grandma and your relatives there, so
Absolutely.
it's a lot easier for you to communicate with them because some of them they don't really speak English or they don't understand English. If you have conversation with our dialect, our Visayan dialect with them, you have a good communication in that regard. So
I felt like I can connect to people more. I've had a coworker that I was able to speak with, multiple coworkers, because I knew even just a little bit. Having my parents like teach me those type of things, I think was. I mean, I'm very grateful on my end. That that's something that I know. Other than English. But
it happens so many times, even though it's the first language you speak English, but then when they heard from you that you speak Visayan dialect, and people was asking me, "Wow, did she speak it? Yeah, she speak it." So it's
You
kind of like,
understand that?
when people asking me that, so kind of like, oh, I'm proud of it because it's not only that you speak English, but then at the same time you speak some other languages. So that's a plus for you. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I feel more cultured in that sense. I feel like I have another home other than just America.
Though you're born here, I raised you with the culture that I have back in the Philippines, like moral, like all the attitude that you respect, number one, the faith that rooted from my parents, I also give it to you.
What would you say about me having to grow up here in America? And what is that like in comparison for you guys, growing up in the Philippines and then having to migrate here?
Yeah, for you to go here in America is kind of like just a little bit different because the culture in America is it's just too much freedom. I mean, it's not bad, but then our culture back in the Philippines, and again, in the Philippines, even you live there 18 to 25 or 30, you choose to live in your parents, you still be under the umbrella in your parents, which is all of us kind of like obedience to our parents. Because over here, like 18 years old, you can be out from your parents. But then over here is that a majority of teenager, when you become 18, they can get out from their parents and they have their own way of life.
I learned from the Filipino culture is that there's no problem in having discipline. There's no problem in having values and morals, you know? And sometimes I feel like it's in America, it's very easy to just throw everything.
I can compare to the kids of my coworkers and you. The way we raise you is totally different. And I'm thankful to God because you learned a lot as Filipino and American together. You have a lot of respect to people, especially to your parents, and especially when you go somewhere and you ask, is it okay, I'll go there. That's a big thing because now when you're already 22, but I'm really grateful and thankful because now it's like a result how we raise you.
Yeah.
Glory to God.
Hmm.
I'm saying earlier that whatever we experienced to our parents back there in the Philippines is we implemented it to you because that's the only way that we've been taught how to do it. We know that's a lot of respect to the people, respect to your
Yep,
parents,
absolutely.
and then our duty and obligation as a parents, make sure that when you become there or you grow up, then you have a full understanding of how you're gonna appreciate life.
Very important when you out there, like how you relate with people, how you respect people, and listen to them as well.
Mhm. Well, thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to see who's next. Thank you guys for joining
All
me.
right,
You're welcome, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
bye bye.
Bye bye. On a Personal Mission podcast. Hey everyone, we are on a Personal Mission podcast, and I'm here with Adrian and Andre,
Hello.
my two closest friends.
Hi.
Essentially, what we're going to do today is I'm going to ask you one question. Whatever your answer is going to give our conversation a little bit of a boost into my identity. They've known me for how many years?
A long time.
Several years.
Several years. But it doesn't feel like a long time.
Um,
It feels like we've known each other since we were like forever.
First met them when I was probably 3 or 4, I think. It was something like that. But yeah, so I've known them for a really long time, and they also deserve to be on the podcast. One question they have for you today is, what was my first language?
Okay.
It's okay. Like, if you don't know, just make your guesses and like just try and answer the question.
When we first met you, I mean, we were all speaking English.
Right.
Did kind of figure out that you were Filipino, so I don't remember if you were speaking Filipino at that time. For me, it was English.
Okay.
English as well. I lock it in English.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that question, if you're confused, when you ask someone their first language, it gives you insight into where they're from, right? It also gives you insight into what their childhood might have looked like, what kind of privileges they have. So that's kind of why I want to start with that question for everybody. I do also want to talk about, though, with especially for you guys, is the music aspect of our like relationship. I feel like we did everything together, like in music, and that was like the basis of our friendship. Actually, what is your perspective of me in that sense? In, I guess, like music.
I feel like a great social identity for you is that you like cultivate everything what it means to be an artist. Whether it's what you do day to day, like even the way that you dress, the way that you talk, the way that you sing, like everything is set to the point where it's almost as if it's art. I feel like it really makes you identify as an artist because music is such a big priority in your life that it revolves around you and not you around it, but you make your life into your own music and you make your life into your own art. I think that's a great way to like see like from a different perspective how much it cultivates you.
That's definitely a great point. The reason why I wanted to talk to you guys in general is just because you have known me for so long, and you know me in a way that is very personal, in a sense that you guys see like every little like angle of me, like whether that's in music. I mean, we see each other in that sense, you know.
Pertaining with your music taste, like I've seen you go through a wide gambit of musical
Yeah.
genres.
Yeah.
Like you could do Christian, you could do Christian rock, you could do reggae, you could do indie, you can do soul,
R&B,
R&B, and then Etta James is what type of genre? Jazz,
classic.
all of that. Even when you were singing, what was it, Italian? And then we would go
Oh
to
my
the
gosh,
operas,
yeah.
and then we're
Oh
listening
my
to
gosh,
Italian.
yeah.
And what was that? French?
Yeah.
Like you have a very broad aspect of music, and that shows in your personality.
Mm.
Like you can adapt very well. Yeah,
Mm.
she's a youth coordinator. Uh,
Thank you.
you are able to adapt to any situation,
Mm.
and then carry a conversation with anyone.
Thank
And
you.
that is a very powerful thing that I've seen. I can't do that. I mean, I'm starting kind
Andre
of to,
can.
but you are able to do that. Like you're able to carry a conversation with someone like you've known them forever,
Mm.
even though you just met them just now. You just find the smallest thing and you're able to run with it.
Thank you for saying that, and thank you too. I it's like that's something that like people have been saying. Well, I've talked to Carmi, I've talked to my parents. I guess I never really like saw that in myself, right? Do all these things and you do all these things because of this. Like genuinely, I just like doing that. You know, like that's definitely something that like
It's part of you.
yeah, that. Yeah, exactly. Like it's definitely like a part of like who I am. I think part of this project is kind of like the whole like personal mission is like really like seeing that is
Highlighting
part
it.
of me.
Yeah, like highlighting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Exactly this. So like, we've talked about culture, we've talked about like the languages that I speak. Or Carmi said yesterday that one of my languages is like through love. And like I've never understood that more than I have like right now. Another thing is the aspect of being in church together, having the same faith. Firstly, I mean, just like relating it to you guys, like how do you feel that um being so religious as we are, how has that like impacted your life? And
I'm able to put my trust fully in the Lord. There's a lot of stuff that I know I can't do it myself. The Lord puts people into my lives that help me a lot, especially like Carmo right here, especially with the youth. Like without Adrian, without Carmo, and then all the others, like I wouldn't be able to do this. They were actually able to help get me out of the shell that I was in. Growing up in the church has not only brought me closer to the Lord, but it's also opened so many doors and avenues for me to pursue in what I want to do.
I think that the Lord allows a lot of beautiful things to happen, not just because we're religious or like not just because we have the ability to serve as frequently as we do, but just simply because I really believe that God's like grace is like really overflow within us. And the fact that we are able to do this as a family, the fact that both of our families are so like tightly knit together, I think that we have overcome every obstacle as of yet. Once you have a very firm foundation in God, when God allows you to do that in your own life, there's nothing that can stop you. Like if you can kneel before the Lord, you can stand before anyone. And I feel like with both of our families that we've definitely overcome that already. That we are definitely on a path that doesn't have a foreseen future, but it doesn't have like an end goal. The end goal is like all the way over there.
Yeah.
So what was this latter part of the question?
How has that changed your identity, I guess, essentially? Like,
I think it's changed completely.
or how has it made your identity?
It definitely completes you as a whole because I feel like our faith in itself allows you to have a set of morals, and it gives you this set mentality on how you perceive things and how you perceive like the world outside, and it changes your identity completely because that's the way that you're supposed to live. Like you want to live like Christ every day. Like a lot of our brothers and sisters out there, like a lot of them are just a little too far away from that lifestyle. So can't find Jesus somewhere, be Jesus.
Life is definitely different as we like approach it in a different lifestyle, in a different way.
You gotta try this orange juice.
Okay, I will after.
Pour it in.
Just to sort of wrap things up, I always say that the 5 closest people to me are the people who make me. In this video, I have 5 different conversations, and there's more than 5 people that really affect me and impact me in my life. These are my 2 very close friends and well family. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it so much. I can't wait to see who's next. It's supposed to be like us too.
Us too.
Hello.
No way. Hey everyone, welcome back to On a Personal Mission. Hello everyone, welcome back to On a Personal Mission podcast. I'm here with my best friend ever, Rena.
Hi guys. We're
I'm-
best friends.
Yes, we're actually probably more than that. Like
We're
Rena,
childhood best friends.
yeah, Rena has been basically there for like everything in my life. She is the closest person to me, other than my parents and my brother. She's literally my family.
And she's literally my family too.
I mean, how long have we known each other?
Since she was like 3 or 4 and I was like
Yeah.
6. My
Actually,
parents babysat her.
Yeah. And that's how we became best friends for life. Rena knows me more than a lot, like more than most anybody.
Yeah. We tell each other everything.
Yeah.
And when we're going through stuff,
Mhm.
we're like the first person to tell
Each other, yeah.
Each other, yeah.
So Rena would definitely know the ins and outs of my social identity in a whole, even when I meet new people and stuff like that. But
And vice versa.
yes. My question for you today is, my one question is, what is my first language?
What's your first language?
Yes.
English.
Right. Yeah. Well, obviously
English,
she knows that.
But
Absolutely.
we speak the same language.
We do.
My mom and her parents, that's how we became best friends, because
Mhm.
her mom and my mom are best friends and they're both Filipino and they come from the same island.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we share that culturally.
Yeah. I mean, definitely the reason why I chose the question, like, first language, is because it brings up everything.
Yeah.
You know, it brings up like my culture. It brings up like how my first language was English and that my parents had to migrate here and like
Yeah.
everything. You know, I mean, you know that. For you, like, what does that mean in terms of our friendship? Because we connect on a cultural level.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you like expand more on that?
I think that we're so connected, like through our family, due to our
Mhm.
culture.
Yeah.
Even like people that don't even speak our language, we still all come from the Philippines.
Yeah.
And they're sociable and they're
Mhm.
super. If another Filipino sees another Filipino,
Yeah, it's
somewhere,
like-
they're like instantly connected.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Other than here, when you see like a stranger,
You're like,
you're just like, it's just another person. Like, I feel like since so many Filipinos like migrated here or worked so hard to get here, they just like want to create bonds with other Filipinos here, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So that's what happened with her mom and my mom too.
we definitely take ownership of that part of us that like really like puts ourselves out there
Yeah.
if we need to.
I'm like proud that we know like the second language. I know
Yes.
it's not fluent. Like I wish we were like taught
Super,
that language super early in our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
But we weren't even taught it. We just like as we heard our parents speak, that's when we
Honestly,
learned it.
I've been practicing a lot recently because I had coworkers that were Visayan,
Mhm.
and I just started just like full on having conversations because I was like, I
Yeah.
need to use this, you know. That even now, like I talk to my parents in Bisaya now more than I have ever, and then like being able to actually talk with them in a language is like really interesting
Yeah.
because your parents are funnier when they're speaking in their own language.
Yeah. There's a different personality to
Yes.
English versus
Versus
Bisaya, what we speak.
yeah. Well, I feel like our parents, when they have to speak English and not their native tongue, they're very like rigid. That's how I feel.
Yep. No, and then if their first language, if Filipinos' first language is Tagalog or any other dialect from that island, and then they learn English as their second language, like we notice that sometimes what they're saying sounds like just the tone of their voice,
Yeah.
since they're so used to like speaking loudly. Once they speak English, it's like
different.
they sound kind of mean.
Yeah, or they
but
sound
they're
mad.
not trying to be mean
Yes,
or mad. It's just
yes.
the way that they grew up.
I was talking with my parents yesterday, and like they obviously were speaking in English, you know, but they were so proper. It's just really interesting to see that, you know, they were saying that like because we had to come to America and because we had to do this and like be this type of person, we also had to bring our ideals like with us.
Yeah.
It kind of shaped me as a person. Even you, like our parents really like put on us like the Filipino culture.
Yeah.
I do want to talk specifically on our friendship and how that has grown, say, my personal identity, and what about your personal identity
Well,
as well?
Because I think we were like both like late bloomers.
Okay,
Wait, I feel
okay.
like that's too much. That's TMI. I feel like we grew up at like the same speed, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm older. I think she has like a more mature mindset only because she's surrounded by older people all the time.
Oh, I did not talk about this at all.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
She like grew really fast with us. We were also still trying to find ourselves
Yeah.
when we were
Good
younger.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were trying to find ourselves together. You
Yeah.
should see the phases we went through. Insert pictures. No, just kidding.
Imagine.
But we were definitely trying to find like our style, our personality.
Yeah.
like our friends.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
we went through
yeah.
so many friends growing
So
up
many
together.
together.
And,
Yeah,
but we were always friends, like
yeah.
always friends. But we would always
We would
just
always
have different
choose
friends.
each
Yeah.
other,
And
despite
now I feel like we have a solid like support system, or the people that we choose to go to, and I feel like you've just grown
Yeah.
so much. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And also me, because we
Yeah.
literally do everything together.
We do.
So I feel like if she grows, I grow as well.
If you grow, I grow.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we, even though we're talking about her personal identity, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just so connected to her that
Yeah.
it's like our personal identity.
No, literally. No, it is. No, this is why I wanted you to be the like one of the last ones.
Yeah.
Well, Gabe is actually the last one. Gabe is my
Oh,
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I chose you to be one of the last ones because I know that this friendship is what has made me who I am.
Yeah. And me too.
Yeah. So like this moment doing this podcast is like so like I'm realizing after the past like 2 days or
Yeah.
like 3 days of filming with different people, I've interacted with so many experiences.
Yeah,
You know,
and
like
then they probably bring up different
yes.
different parts of your life.
Yes, people next to them, and I always say, I was saying in the other ones that, like, the 5 closest people to you are the people who really like influence you, and Rena is in the 5. And Rena is like the example of like our personal growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
So
And our
in
social
conclusion-
identity, this is one whole
Yeah.
person.
Conclusion, she has grown so much through her personal identity, and I have been blessed to see it. By her growing, I'm also growing.
We're just growing
We're
out
just growing
together.
together.
Thank you so much, Rena, for joining me on
course.
the On a Personal Mission podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
This was
no.
so fun.
Yeah, I love this so much. Anyways, I can't wait to see who's next.
Bye.
Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to On a Personal Mission podcast. I'm here with Gabe.
Hello.
This is my little brother. We've known each other for how many years?
18.
Yeah. And look at our scenery today. Like it's so nice outside. It just finished raining. That's why we're sitting on plastic bags.
Yep.
As you know, this podcast is about finding my identity.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the last person that I'm talking to finishing up this podcast.
All right.
So what is my first language?
English,
Period. Do I speak any other languages?
Tagalog, and Bisaya.
I don't speak Tagalog though.
You do sometimes.
I
Like very
don't.
little, I think.
Oh.
I mean, maybe you understand it a little bit, but I think it's just like sometimes, like I guess we like say both, but you don't know it because you like maybe we
Yeah.
can't. It's like hard to differentiate because we
Oh,
don't
that's
speak it all the
true.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
But mom and dad both they speak both.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, yeah, for sure. That leads into my next question for you as my little brother. As my little brother, you know, you've seen like every aspect of my life, I feel
Yep.
like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you've seen every phase that I've gone through. What can you tell me about my identity as a person and my social identity is? Do you feel like I'm different in front of you? Do you feel like I'm different in front of other people? Just give me an overview since you know me like the most.
I think when it comes down to me, I feel like you're like my mother, kind of. It's like a second mother.
Okay.
She's always telling me what's right from wrong, especially like when I need help in certain situations. Like you be giving your input, and usually your input is right because low-key I be making like stupid decisions a lot. So yeah,
Sometimes.
I think Ate ran. Wait, Ate walked so I could run. Right? Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah. So, Ate means older sister, by the way.
Yes, older sister.
Yeah,
I
that's what he
call
calls
her
me.
Ate. I don't call her Therese or Carmel. I call her Ate.
I mean, that alone is really like an identity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the word Ate has so much respect.
Uh-huh. When you
Right.
say Ate, it's like you kind of like look up to this person.
Yeah.
But I feel like around other people, you're very friendly. I mean, like you're genuine about a lot of the things you say, and I wouldn't really consider you like to have like a fake personality. It doesn't really change as much between me and you. I mean, when it comes to me, it's just you with other people, but like on steroids. Like if you were with Rena, it's like if all 3 of us are together, like we're listening to music in the car, or we're going out to eat, or like making jokes
Maybe we're
or
just like
something.
more energized to like be ourselves because we know that we can
Yeah.
without like any
Did you interview
regard.
Rena?
I did. I interviewed her yesterday. Hers is right before yours.
I think we're like 3 siblings in a little
Yes.
pod.
Peas in
We're
a
in little
pod.
peas in a pod.
Sorry. Sorry. I try to be as genuine as I possibly can. Well, because you brought up like, being like you're out there and like having to tell you like what's right and from what's wrong. Like that's not something that you learn to do like overnight. I'm like that with all these younger people that I'm around because I volunteer at church as well. Like I feel like I've grown so much into being like an older sister or like an older person like model because that's just what I've had to do. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You don't do that unless like
I feel
you've been in
like
that position.
I feel like when you're put in certain situations, like you kind of conform to that because like you don't really have another option. Like
Exactly.
when you're not given an option, you kind of have to like learn how to do that option. I know it's not about me, but like an
No.
example
This can also be about
is
you. Yeah.
like for my high school, I worked at the YMCA for 1 year. I had to work with kids. And my first day, they kind of just threw me in there. And there was a bunch of kids, and I had to learn how to stop them from crying, carry them, play with them. Like they asked me, like, "Why are you like you're good with kids? Like, do you have any siblings?" And I'm like, "No." I just had to do it. I had to do what had to be done.
Well, you had nieces and nephews, but even
That's
then, you're
true.
not
Even
like.
then, like I wasn't like swaddling them. Like,
No, that's why I definitely wanted to talk to you about this because I know that you worked with kids in the past. Like, well, my brother is 18,
I am.
and his previous school they basically gave him a job in order. It was a
It's like
private
a
school.
work study program, is what they
Yeah.
call it.
So he worked with kids for like it's like 2 years.
Yeah,
right?
I worked at YMCA my junior year, and I worked that like half my job was working with kids at YMCA, but my senior year I worked at St. Vitus, and I was assigned to the pre-K class.
Yes, I mean, so
It was
he's been working for
it was an experience. It was
you.
very fun though. I love those little children. Very very good children. I mean,
Yeah.
they be tweaking sometimes, but it's okay.
But I feel like, well, okay. So from what you said, like, I think that really shapes anyone's personal identity is when they have to step up and be something that they never thought they would be. That when a task is given to you and you have to like you have to learn how to be that or be whatever it is to be in that position.
Yeah.
It's like without experience, like I feel like that is what shapes you as a whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think you start applying that to your other like social identities.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever Gabe goes out, like let's say if he goes with his friends and they go to a party or something, I feel like Gabe is the friend that takes care of his friends.
Yeah.
Would you say that you are?
Yeah. Whenever my friends like need me, I usually like do my best to take care of them. I was getting food, and my friend Christian, he works, but he got a $20 parking ticket
Oh
for
my
parking
God.
in the Scarlet Lot. Went to breakfast this morning, like to get some food after my math class, and I told him to pull up, and I bought us both food because, you know, if I'm eating, all the homies eating.
Even though he is the younger sibling, like I definitely see that he cares for other people because he's have experience to do that. And that's why I feel like in my own identity as your older sister, I feel like I also grew up because I had to take care of you. Not that like I had to, but that like our parents like really like put us together. Telling my friends before that I can't imagine not having a friend or a relationship or a friendship with my brother because like we do everything together.
Yeah, she knows everything about me, and she tells me everything.
Yeah.
But he wants to be here.
I don't know.
But little side thing, it's so nice out today. I'm getting like heavy Cali vibes.
Yes.
I like this.
Yes.
We should have went to Cali just to record this segment.
Yes.
Yes. Like right now, it's like I like the air. Who is that?
Okay,
Huh?
we're recording a video.
Final remarks. So I feel like my sister, is a wonderful person, and
Oh.
we fight a lot, but it's okay
We
'Cause-
don't actually fight that much.
because we love each other very much. Yeah.
Well, this kind of wraps up my podcast. I've actually loved like talking to so many different people, and on a personal mission is something that like I feel like I could pursue in the future. Like an actual podcast.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining me on this journey on a personal mission podcast. Thank you for having me.
Of
I mean,
course.
thank you for
thank you for
for coming on the podcast. Thank you, brother. On a personal memes podcast. Okay,
That's
Gabe.
fire.
Hello, everyone. It is nice to see you guys after a hectic week of filming. Honestly, an amazing week of filming with all these people that I love. So I kind of want to go through a rundown, just a really short rundown of this entire thing and how it went. It went for me. I had such a good time filming in different locations. Every location really set the tone for the personality and the type of friendship with each or all the people that I met with and talked with. Also had a great time like trying different things. You definitely see that throughout the podcast I got better and better at managing like sound. And I think my experience overall was just amazing. I feel like there are parts of myself that I was really surprised by that people found so special that I didn't realize was unique. And I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful for the people who love me and wanted to support me in making this podcast. Yeah, I'm grateful for everything right now. And I think that's because I did this project. But my identity as I know it now is that I am a Filipino. I am a child of God. I'm a Catholic. And I am just a loving sister, a loving friend, and a loving daughter. And I don't think it gets any better than that. I don't think life can get any better than being able to be the best that you are because people support you and they love you and they see you. And yeah, I'm getting emotional and I think I should go. But on a personal on a personal mission podcast was a success and I've definitely achieved my destination or my end goal. So y'all have a beautiful day. Stay blessed. Golly.
Hello, guys. How are you? AMSMR. Wait, I said that wrong. My bad.
Okay.
Welcome to YouTube channel.
No. Wait. Okay. Here we go. Here. Thank you.
That was the end.
Yeah.
That was the question.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, vote for life.
Okay.
Yeah, lock in. Rest in peace to all the homies that lost money to make more money. If you know, you know. Cause I got you. Yeah. Get it.
Are you ready?
Oh, don't do point.
You can see the dog.
Zoomed in.
0.7.
Bro, back it up there, bro. Dang.
Wait, actually, like, just relax. Like,
You need to chill.
yeah, you need to chill, bro. Like,
Hey. Yes, you got a drink.
Rina, you and everybody else literally.
Get peas in a pod.
We're little peas in a pod.
How'd you just say it like that? You had to do that.